So hi to everybody. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in chat. You know what? Let's just keep riding on this street. I don't have any definitive plans for today's ride. But oddly enough, the streets are pretty quiet on holidays, so I figured today would be a good day to ride around. Everybody's at somebody else's house, eating too much food and drinking too much alcohol. So it's a good time to go on a bike ride. And I know not everybody has holiday plans here in the US, so I figured this would be a good opportunity to offer some entertainment for people that might be a little bit lonely. And I hope I can deliver on that. And then to everybody else who's, not in the US, welcome. I mean, seriously, look how quiet it is out here. Even this roundabout up here, my most hated roundabout in Carmel, it's not busy. This is the time for bike rides, I'm telling you. Hey, Bicycle Dutch. Glad you caught me here. Just started. Not sure what the temperature is. If somebody wants to type in !weather, and that'll show you in the chat what the weather is. It's a little chilly, but it feels nice. And I've got my microphone clipped onto my scarf, so hopefully that doesn't create any problems. Yeah, this is the only scarf I have, actually. So it's a Den Bosch holiday year-round for me. Or I'm sorry, all winter long for me with my scarf here. I do like it when people recognize it, though, which is extremely rare. Okay, all that's under construction, so we'll just keep going this way. See here, weather 3 degrees Celsius, 37 in Freedom units, 86% humidity, which is kind of what's adding to the bite. It's a little on the chilly side, but that's not really because of the temperature. It's because of the humidity factor. Walking Minnesota, happy Thanksgiving. Thank you. You as well. I have no plans today. My mother was supposed to come visit, but she wasn't feeling well, so that got canceled last minute, and my wife and I are just gonna have a small little Thanksgiving dinner this evening. Just us. Oh, and there she is. Yeah, dear, the streets are quiet. I mean, it's chilly outside. We just got done reviewing the weather. It's almost 90% humidity, but it's only 3 degrees Celsius, so this humidity is making it kind of cold. But yeah, there's like not many cars out at all, so that helps a lot. Thank you, Shoe Fernie. Yeah, she'll be fine. She's just not gonna make it for Thanksgiving. So here's these like little heated, they're not igloos, they're, I don't know, whatever. Carmel normally puts a little space heater in there. I don't see them right now though. You can come hang out. Gosh, it's a ghost town down here. Well, there's somebody getting ahead of it. They're out running, burning calories instead of accumulating them. I want to do an apology ahead of time for all the sniffing that I'll probably start doing after a while. It's just kind of a side effect of riding around in the cold. You get the sniffles. So if that drives you crazy, you may not want to watch. I am not used to Carmel being this quiet, but I'll take it. Only 32 bikes today so far, but it says 391 pedestrians. We're just gonna start steering in different directions and riding around town. I know, it's so quiet. Look, there's not even people cluttering up our streets with a bunch of parked cars. This lady needs to put a coat on. Oh my gosh, she's got to be freezing out here. Wearing Havaianas. All right. Can you believe that motorists have crashed into this roundabout like a number of times? It's as if people aren't paying attention while they drive their cars. Crazy, huh? Carrie says, I love this ride. Thank you for live streaming it. Yeah, man, you're welcome. Here to try to bring a little bit of entertainment to the day. Again, I don't have much of a plan, but I'm also going to try to not ride on the trail so much. Of course, we'll go down. Actually, now is probably a good time to go down and ride through the Christmas market, because I imagine a bunch of people will go down there and walk later, and it's probably quiet enough now we can go check it out without getting in the way. So let's get back on the Monon and head the direction of the Christmas market, which is open now. Well, not now. The Carmel Christmas market is open, just, closed for Thanksgiving. Maybe they open later, I don't know. But it runs now through, I don't know, December something. So here we are. Get on the Monon. There's our new history museum. Such a beautiful building made out of brick. Here's people drinking coffee, looking at statues. Yeah, Pep, it's somewhat astounding how averse some people are to roundabouts. I mean, they're not that difficult, and design-wise, they function so much better than traditional intersections. Yeah, that's nice. A bicycle parked over there. It just, I don't know, it just looks nice. Yeah, green bike lanes driving around a roundabout is so much better than a congested intersection. I agree. Very quiet out here today. It's pretty much only people running. That guy was speaking some very aggressive Mandarin. Bunch of redevelopment happening here, so we got a detour to take. Look out there, cyclist. I can't imagine riding a bike where I have to clip my feet onto pedals. Just kind of a random comment there. It just doesn't sound safe. Beyond that, I don't have much else to say about it. I don't know. Hi. Oh. Okay, we're arriving at the market. Let's do some exploring. Hopefully there's not too many people around. If I can find a way to get in there. Well, Pep, I mean, Carmel's not perfect, and it's certainly not the Netherlands, but it is pretty cool, and that's why we moved here. So, I'm just gonna keep the camera forward as we go kind of explore the Christmas market so I can focus on piloting the bike and not running people over. These things are nice. I could certainly use a hot beverage right now, though. Turn off my bike light. I don't need it here. Is it off? Yeah, it's off. So when this is open, my God, it is just packed with people. It's as if people want walkable environments. Crazy, right? Absolutely crazy. Here we go. Check this thing out. I don't know what you do here, but you put a penny in. Yeah, I don't know what it does. And here's where they cook the bratwurst in the Wursthaus. Am I part of any urbanism organizations in Carmel? No. I don't get involved with any local organizations. It's not my interest. I kind of like just doing my own thing. I'm not a, how do you say, team player. I'm a leave me alone, I'll do what I need to do by myself type of person. All the signs are in German, by the way. Well, I think like 90% of them anyway. Okay, we gotta go out and go back in. Auf Wiedersehen. I say that right, Karsten? Auf Wiedersehen. There's a full-size skating rink over here. You guys know how much talent this takes? Like, I'm riding a cargo bike, balancing, and I'm doing the camera work. glasses are fogging up. All right. So let's take a look at the ice skating rink. Oh, it's actually frozen. There's a chiller or yeah, I don't know, refrigerant pipes running underneath the ice to help keep it frozen even whenever the outside temperature isn't below freezing. Green Bike Lane asks, what is your opinion on street side trails in suburban areas? Like the paved paths directly adjacent to the road. Are you talking like basically multi-use paths? Glorified sidewalks separated from the road? Walking Minnesota says Europeans should have American-style Christmas markets where they get in an SUV and sit in traffic to drive to each booth. That's right. They need a dose of that oppressive freedom. Deadly freedom. Yeah, so this is a nice opportunity we're getting here to see this while nobody's here. Although it does look prettier after dark with all the lights on. If you go back to my previous live video before this one, we came here after dark while they were still kind of setting things up, and that'll give you an idea what it looks like if you want to go check that out. So anyway, Bicycle Dutch says Lai is pretty surprised about all the German signs. Well, they're trying. Let's see here. What do we got? Oh, we had to put some cheat signs up here. Beer, hot noodles, and cheese. But otherwise, yeah. Oh, here's our Christmas tree. Isn't it pretty? The Christmas tree here always looks nice. They don't overdo it. They do put a ton of lights on it, which is nice, but they don't load it down with too many ornaments. Let's see here, what's that one? Ah, Casa Spatzel. Isn't that, or Spatzel is that not pasta, but I don't know what it's made out of. And then casa is cheese? Oh, wait a minute, I guess hot noodles and cheese. There's a kind of a cheat sign below it. Anyway, so yeah, that's that, eh? Let's go somewhere. Where should we go? I know some people are always wanting to get off the Monon and go other places. I guess we can do that. Let's see here. Hi from Mystic, Connecticut. What is open out there? Well, nothing's open right now, but that's our German Christmas market here in Carmel. It's just closed for the day for Thanksgiving. But here's some trail-facing housing if you all want to look at that. And you can buy one for $1 million. I'm not kidding. Actually, $1.2 million. Let's go look at these Christmas trees at City Hall. Normally we have Christmas trees that are decorated from different parts of the world. I don't know if they did it this year. Did the mayor cut that because too expensive? Yeah, they don't have it. Normally we have Christmas trees right here in the front row that are decorated with decorations from different parts of the world, and they're each themed around a country, but I don't see them this year, so all right. Well, that sucks. I can't say for sure that like our new mayor cut it out of the budget, because I don't know all the bureaucratic intricacies of that, but let's just say I wouldn't be surprised. And this big ugly area right in front of us, it's going to be a very beautiful park when it's done sometime next year. It's just still fenced off and looks like hell. But it should be quite the park when it's finished over in there. Making good use of kind of an odd piece of urban space. So we're back on what is called the Monon Trail, and we're heading south. I think we'll jump off here and go window shopping at the bike shop. Let's go see if they got anything new parked in the window. Probably not, and it'll be hard to see in there during the day, but we can try taking a peek. Toes are already getting cold. I didn't layer up my socks. May have been a mistake. Here's a Strode for you Strode enthusiasts. If not Just Bikes were here today, he would absolutely love that. He's a Strode enthusiast. Nope. Same bikes as last time here at Future Velo. Is that a Benno? No. Yes. No. I don't know what that bike is. But I think that's a Benno Boost behind it, because that thing says Boost. And then there's recent Muellers in there. Urban Arrows. Gazelle. These Gazelles right here in the front window are nice. Too bad we can't see in there very well. Oh well. Let's keep going. Let's go somewhere else. Where should we go? Where's interesting? I'm not a very good tour guide. We could go get back on the Monon, but that's kind of boring. Here, many of you have seen this, but some of you are new. So, camera forward. Let's see here. Turn it this way. Camera forward just so you can see where we're going. And I'll just show you kind of what the baseline infrastructure here is that helps us live with bikes. Again, it's not perfect, but you have to judge all of this, you know, on an American curve. Yeah, Sledge Propel did have a Benno video. I promoted it. It was great work that Chris and his team did with that one. I actually have been ignoring Benno for years, but that video alone got me thinking, you know, I should probably start telling people about those bikes. I told Chris that. Thanks. I hate to thank drivers, but geez, it's so rare to have your presence acknowledged. A head nod like, geez, thanks for paying attention. So yeah, this kind of shows the average of what we do here. It's separated, right? It's not right on the back of the curb, so generally separated by a little bit of grass. And these multi-use paths are just, you know, they're glorified sidewalks. They're basically triple the width of a normal American sidewalk. But again, not perfect, but very enabling. You can do so much with these. Like my wife and I, I see a person on a trike. Let's go look at him. My wife and I get around with e-cargo bikes. Oh, this person has an electric trike and it looks like they're at the grocery store. Oh, darn, they're parking back behind that. Here, I think we can see them. Yeah, look at that. Wasn't that cool? Isn't that awesome to see? I couldn't see their face. I couldn't tell how old they were, but they definitely looked a bit older. So how enabling these electric trikes, cargo trikes really, because he or she, couldn't tell, had a nice basket on the back. Don't have to worry about tipping over or with balance. Yeah, awesome. And you can see the crossings. These double lane roundabouts make a lot of these crossings a lot more hazardous. And our engineers have they've chosen to go with way too many double lane roundabouts, and I know for a fact that they don't have the traffic volumes to justify them. And then they ignorantly kind of say, well, in X number of years we might have X number of cars per day and we need to be ready for that. And the ignorance in that is that you should not design for what you have or what you will have. You should always design for what you want or what you want to have eventually. Now, of course, roundabouts in some places do need to be double lane. It will help, but that needs to be part of a circulation plan. So your double lane roundabouts can play a part in the circulation plan that takes traffic around the core of your city, but not through it. And as far as I'm concerned, this one is still so close to the central core that it should be a single lane to prioritize people over cars. But once again, they made the stupid mistake of building what they built. So, and this is normally a very, very, very chaotic roundabout. But again, we're here in the middle of Thanksgiving Day, super quiet, so it doesn't look so bad. So we're just continuing on. There's a really good network of basically what you see right here. Multi-use paths, north, south, east, and west. And I don't know, for the greater core of the city, I would say this is just a very rough estimate that you cannot quote me on. I would say like 65%, 70% of the city, and that's being generous, is kind of like this. So if you think about it, that's really enabling. If these paths were right up against the curb, this wouldn't be as good. But with just that little bit of separation, it helps a lot. It helps it to be forgiving. And what I mean by that is active infrastructure should be forgiving, meaning that if somebody, say, tips over and falls over on their bike, they should not fall straight into the street or the road with cars. There should be some space to offer forgiveness that allows them that accident without it potentially becoming deadly. So forgiving infrastructure gives space. Just gave a little jingling so they know I'm there. I don't like to surprise people. And right here we're passing over the Monon Trail. It is a tunnel goes underneath this here. So there's one half of it, and then the other half comes back up over there. So we'll get back on that pretty soon, but I figured, you know, let's just go look at some of the regular infrastructure. That's not on a dedicated sleepy trail. Sorry, I'm ignoring some of your chat messages. I'm just a little distracted trying to think of things to point out and pan the camera towards. Galaxy Hunter says, when I first joined the feed, I thought it was the Netherlands. Pleasantly surprised to see that it was the US. Yeah. Oh, we quickly went from Netherlands to America. But still, it's pretty good. It's pretty good for what it is and where it's at. So here we are at another roundabout that should be single lane. We'll come back over to this street or road. No, actually, I should have crossed there. Yeah, I could go back to the roundabout, but I'll just cheat. Let's come over here. Let's just keep going. So again, back to infrastructure talk. You can see how this is doable in a lot of places because it doesn't take a lot of money, and more often than not, the space is there. You just have to engineer it, carve it out, and like I said, pave glorified sidewalks. Multi-use paths, as they're better known. And you got yourself a network. And then in 100 years, maybe your town or city will look like the Netherlands. In 100 years. I think right now, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think right now the US should study not only the Netherlands for best practices and some of the fine details, but probably Denmark and Copenhagen, because their infrastructure isn't quite as refined, and I don't think I know it's not nearly as good as the Netherlands, but a lot of what Denmark does is something that we can more closely copy contextually and implement here in the US to help get us started. And then after we get that and start to induce more demand from people walking and cycling, or tricycling. Then we can work on furthering improvements in design. More towards the Dutch. Let's see here. It doesn't always stay pretty. I mean, it's, you know, still feels a little bit sprawling like this. But, Karsten, you got food coming? What do you got coming? I'm not hungry right now, so I wouldn't mind hearing about what you're gonna eat. Let's see here. I think if I keep going on this, I think I'll run into a break in the network because we still have broken parts of our multi-use path network. So I'm just gonna cut over here. And I think there's a broken piece in that too. I guess we're gonna go this way. What are you? Oh, yeah. Everybody's talking about cooking. Forgot it's Thanksgiving. Ah, yeah, so then this happens sometimes. You know, they don't always do it on both sides with the multi-use paths. Now there's a multi-use path over on that other side. But over here, it's just still a tiny sidewalk. But we'll use it, I guess. Yeah, everybody's cooking. The Americans are cooking Thanksgiving. The Europeans are cooking dinner. I'm out here cooking nothing. My wife's gonna cook Thanksgiving dinner though, here after a while. Which means I'll have to get back home to help. Help get in the way. That's what I do, I get in the way. Isn't that what husbands do in the kitchen? Impede progress. Graze, eat things that aren't ready yet. Is my little turkey showing up on the screen? I think I added a turkey to the overlay. So there should be a turkey in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, I think. Kurt says cars are out here cooking our planet. That's right, everybody's cooking in one form or another. Everybody. Oh yeah, sorry. Back to the infrastructure. Wow, we've got 23 people watching. That's pretty good for a live stream. Of just some dude riding a bike around town. Not bad, I guess. I'll take it. Turkey's there. You guys like my turkey? I thought it would be enjoyable. Oh, you gonna stop that thing? Let's go this direction. Those clouds are looking a little rainy. Hope it doesn't rain. Kurt says, Cargo Bike Live is my new favorite phrase. Yeah, I don't know. Seems like a fitting title for what this entire YouTube channel has become now. Since I don't really make curated videos anymore, I just lazily live stream, which I think has its own value. I guess if any of you are cooking a turkey, you might want to go check it. Check your turkey. If you're in the Netherlands, check your stamppot. Because I assume that's all you guys eat. That is the ugliest dish on the face of the earth, by the way. It's like this greenish brown with just a big sausage slammed right into it. What are those, potatoes, right? Stamppot? I don't know how to pronounce it properly. That's right, I created my own niche, Bicycle Dutch. But I'd love to see other people copy it. Oh, you guys want to see something stupid? Oh, that's pretty stupid, but that's not it. Look at these stairs right here. Here, I'll stop. Look at the stairs. You see them? Yes, you see them. Very good. Okay. Now, let's go look at these stairs from another perspective. Don't forget those stairs. We'll return. So say you were coming around this building, right? Because that's how the multi-use path works here, right? Brings you around this building right up in front of the entrances, which is ridiculous and dangerous. And let's say you don't know your way around. And you don't know that you need to go off to the right here to keep going on the path. So you just keep going straight, not paying too much attention, blah, blah, blah. Now look at those stairs, because they're right in front of us. I pointed this out to the city, and they were just like, okay, thanks for telling us. Goodbye. And that's all that ever came of it. Never got fixed, never got any sort of sign or paint put on there saying, hey, you could ride off of these stairs and severely injure yourself. Nah. And I've come through here at night, and holy moly, it's extra dangerous and extra invisible at night. Here's another thing that bothers me about US infrastructure. So it's like straight as an arrow for cars all the time, nice and simple, but people walking and cycling always have to basically zigzag up, down, left, right. It's maddening, you know? It's maddening. Well, they put city bikes right in front of this Hilton. That was a good idea. I had not seen that until now. Good thinking. Shouldn't put street parking here, but because there's an entire parking lot in the back. But whatever. They still haven't developed all this, so I think that's why it still looks a bit ugly. And maybe also why this now backs right up against the curb, which is horrible. This is the type of design you don't want to do. Do not put your sidewalks or your multi-use paths right up against a curb. It makes it very hostile. Oh boy, just gonna get worse. And here's one of those pieces of American exceptionalism where the sidewalk ends. Sidewalk closed sign out of nowhere, so we'll just come out here with cars, eh? If this were the Netherlands, we would have a protected lane right here, and they would have taken a lane away from cars. Nope, not here. Let's go explore how they screwed all this up. I haven't been over here since they built more stuff. What a chaotic situation this is. I don't know what this is. I mean, oh, okay, just more apartments. But then what should have been a nice straight continuous path, they lined with street parking, they curb backed it, and they got the path conflicting with entrances and exits and obviously whatever those are called. A lot of conflicts. I see a bunch of bikes back here. That's nice. The bike parking for this place is at least covered. That's cool. Look at that. That's nice. Good that it's covered. It's got a bike parking sign. That's cool. Not bad, not bad. Bunny ahead. Sure it wasn't a squirrel? There's a lot of squirrels here. Again, street parking that caused this path to be curb backed. I hate that. It feels so unwelcoming and uncomfortable. So much asphalt. Concrete. We're gonna go get back on a trail here in a minute and get out of this nonsense in a minute. We'll, in a few minutes actually, we'll keep going and explore a little bit more along this corridor. Yeah, Bicycle Dutch, the thing is though, I'm not sure. All those bikes looked like they belonged to somebody. I mean, that tires were aired up. But I do know that sometimes the city, like whenever there's bikes that are abandoned places, the city will take them and deploy them to some bike racks around town to just kind of give the illusion that it's being used, which, you know, I get it. Kind of sucks it has to be that way, but I get it. So I was wondering for a minute if that was what was going on, but I don't think it was. They all looked like they belonged to somebody. I guess the only thing that maybe would have made that better is if it would have been inside the parking garage itself. Oh, and here's a trail that gets us to a trail, but we're gonna keep going this way. But maybe they even have bike parking inside of that apartment parking garage. Going by Meadowlark? I don't know what Meadowlark is. I pretty much don't know the names of places, street names, neighborhoods. I've lived here 3.5, almost 4 years, and I just don't know any of it. What's this Yahoo doing? What on? Are you nuts? What the fuck is he doing? He was on a flip phone. It was like some grandpa. I looked in there and he had a flip phone in his hand. Crazy. Oh yeah. Now this is a good roundabout. I like this roundabout. Single lane. I approve of this one. And we're gonna cross it. I like the crossings here. They're not bad. Oh my God, he's driving all over the roundabout. Jesus. Okay, some of these old people should not be driving cars. They should have their driver's licenses taken away before they kill somebody. He's either distracted, can't see, under the influence of something, I don't know. It's driving crazy. And for the US, this is like, pretty dense housing. I see another thing full of bikes. We can go ride through there. It looks like all this is still under construction, so they're still building places, and I'm guessing these are expensive as hell. What do I think of the peanut roundabouts? Yeah, they're pretty good. I mean, they can still be hostile. You got to be careful, but compared to a lot of traditional design, I think they're good. I can get across them pretty easy. Hey, Jacob Bax. How you doing, man? Where'd those bikes go? There they are. We're just out here like, oh, there's bikes. So rare. Yeah, those are nice racks. Karsten, you watching? Or did you go get food? Except for the bolts are exposed, the anchor bolts are exposed. Otherwise, they're good Sheffield racks that are square tube and not round. And the reason that you want square tube is so people can't easily use pipe cutters. Because, a pipe cutter can cut something round with ease, but you can't run a pipe cutter around a square tube. So we're right next to a highway. Little loud. A little loud over there. BBZ says, I just checked some of the office parking garages west of Meridian. I was surprised by the covered bike parking west of Meridian. Yeah, I don't know where that is, but covered bike parking, that's cool. I'm glad to hear that. These townhouses look pretty nice. If you're cool with sharing a wall. If you don't mind sharing walls with people, I guess if they're well built, it's not a problem. It's a fancy place. Yeah, so here's a development. Oh, I guess it's over here on this side. There's a lot of housing going up in Carmel, I will say that, and it's all, I feel like the majority of it is semi-dense, as in it's like townhouses like that or apartments that are on top of retail, so mixed-use zoning and development. Yeah, I mean, of course there's single-family houses going up, I mean, happens everywhere, but on the scale that the US defines dense, there's a lot of that going up in Carmel. So if you're interested in moving here, check out the real estate listings. They're not necessarily low. It's a pretty expensive city to get into, but you can find some deals. And as far as I know, rent here isn't too bad. So you could always start out renting in Carmel if you want. Now we're back on the Monon. Funny, green bike lanes. Yeah, you gotta have that freedom view of the highway. Oh, now's a good time to show you how I get to Lowe's. I don't go to Lowe's that often. I like to go to our neighborhood Ace Hardware, but there's a very easy way to get to Lowe's, a big box store, by bike. So you start here by getting off of the Monon onto another trail called the Hagen Burke. So let's go to Lowe's. It'll take us about 10 minutes to get there. My toes are freezing. And for the most part, I'm just going to keep the camera pointed forward so you can really get a good idea of, the infrastructure we're traversing. Now, to drive to Lowe's, for example, from where I live, it's not hard, but it's kind of chaotic because it's on highways, and I mean, it's not what I'd call simple, but it's not difficult. But if it's a nice day out, riding your bike there is just great. And that's what we're doing now. We're going to Lowe's. All undedicated paths. No street riding. Uh-oh, sounds like people are getting their turkeys ready to go. Oh, geez. BBZ, yeah, that sculpture is the dumbest thing. I think they bought that a little bit before we moved to town. I can't remember, but it looks so stupid. The morning sun. It's not the morning sun. We all know what it looks like. Well, that, and it looked like the spike protein for COVID. But I'm rather disappointed that they paid, what, a couple $100,000 for that thing that just looks horrendous. We do have some beautiful roundabout sculptures here in town, but that's not one of them. Separated bridge. We've got our own bridge. Okay. What's that guy doing? Oh, he just dropped his mail. Pepzilla says, unbelievable that this is a U.S. town. Yeah, I think we're actually past town status though, because there's 100,000 people that live in Carmel. And for me, the cutoff for a town, I think, would be, and this is just my personal opinion, I would stop calling a place a town, probably at about 5,000 people. Anything above that starts to feel like it gets into city territory, even if it's a small city. All right, so now we're going under the highway. We're gonna have like 3 of these, where we're going under the highway. And that is the highway you'd drive on if you were going from my house to Lowe's. Or would it be this one? I don't know, it's one of them. I got highways everywhere. I think US traffic engineers boiled spaghetti, grabbed that handful of boiled spaghetti, tossed it on a map and said, yes, let's build that, but for cars. Oh, this little area is always pretty, I think. And there's a little bridge around the corner here, but it can be slippery because it's made out of wood. And we're almost to Lowe's. We'll be there in just a minute. Hi, squirrel. You're chunky. Love me some chunky squirrels. All right, getting off the trail. Coming up by some chaotic, oh, wait. Yeah. They're kind of redoing the crossings here, which I think will be better. They're moving this crossing, like for example, further back. They just haven't finished all the work yet. I hope they mark that. It used to be right up here, and that's always felt pretty dangerous to cross, but we need to come across here. People go through this roundabout at really high speeds, and I don't like coming here, and they don't maintain the trail very well. As you can see, it's covered in loose gravel, and trying to track down who should come clean it is just a bureaucratic nightmare. You're almost better off bringing your own broom and doing it yourself. Here's a car coming out the wrong way. Yeah, that's illegal. Congratulations. And here's Lowe's. So you can come to Lowe's. Like, I came here to the garden center with my old Urban Arrow. I have a new Urban Arrow now. But I just went right in the garden center here, because these doors normally open up, and loaded it up with flagstone, and then pedaled it back home. All right, now let's go see some more ugly, chaotic parts of infrastructure. And the only reason we're doing this is because I know that traffic volumes are low. Otherwise, I do not go here ever. Outside of the last time that I did, and it was not fun. But I want to kind of cut across to my grocery store and then show you how I get to my grocery store from the trails. So this could be worse, right? At least this is what it is. Yeah, Sledge, sometimes you gotta go looking for metric things. I get it. And your smaller hardware stores won't always have what you need. Here I'm just gonna have to cross at my first opportunity because I know that the push button signal doesn't work, or it didn't work last time I was here. Yeah, it's still broken. Go figure, huh? So we have to look out for traffic from over here. But yeah, you can't even get a signal here because they don't know that the buttons are broken, and you don't know who the hell you'd even go tell to fix it. Look at that hell on earth. I can't even hear myself talk from all the tire noise. And this is a good time to point out that all this, even if those were electric vehicles, wouldn't change a damn thing. Still be polluting from brakes, tires, and noise. God, I don't like being here. This sucks. But at least we can traverse this area with the lower traffic volumes. And I'm pretty sure this button is broken as well. So we just gotta go when we can go. Okay. There's a multi-use path down there, but I don't know where the heck it even goes. Weird. Oh my God, is Whole Foods open? That's my grocery store, by the way. My go-to grocery store is Whole Foods because their produce section is reliable and I can easily get there by bike. Obviously, I don't come the way that I just came. But we'll be going back the way that I come to Whole Foods. Yeah, the traffic's light because holiday. I wonder if that button even works to help me cross. I pushed it, but I'm still sat here waiting. Pedestrian buttons should trigger a light automatically. It's actually pretty screwed up that it doesn't do that. And we wait. Here's weird that people were going so slow there. Was that Best Buy at 31 and 146th? Yes, it was, Sledge. See, they'll let every freaking car go before they ever let a person go, so I'm just gonna go because this is effed up. Absolutely bonkers how it works. Oh, so my grocery store is open. That's wild. Jeff Bezos is making people work on Thanksgiving. I'll be damned. So we'll pull in here. Paying attention. Big bump. So welcome to my grocery store. I actually normally go out into the lane. I don't take this crappy sidewalk, but it just worked out that way. There's an e-bike here. I think this person works here because I'm pretty sure I normally see this bike here. I don't know, maybe they're shopping. But I always park right up here by the door, by those Christmas trees. So now we'll leave and I'll show you, you'll see how I get here from the Monon. So say we just picked up all our groceries, yeah? Okay. Thanks, Sledge. Yeah, interesting. That goes around the shopping center and back to the Monon. Okay. Around the shopping center and back to the Monon. I go this way, and then I just take this for about another 3/4 of a kilometer, and that'll have me at the Monon. Then the Monon takes me back to Central Carmel, and from Central Carmel I just I go home. I don't know what all these cones are for. There's probably some sort of marathon coming up or something that they're gonna use these for. I don't know. Somebody honking at me for some reason. And here we are at the Monon. Now we just gotta get on it. Okay, now we're back on the Monon. So that's how I get to from my grocery store. And right across the road there, they installed a new multi-use path a handful of months ago where nothing existed. There wasn't even a sidewalk. But they carved out the space, and I'm guessing eminent domain took it from these people's excessively large yards, and boom, now there's a, oops, I think my tripod's off a little bit. Let's see here. Yeah, my tripod fell forward. You guys have bumpy infrastructure, I tell you what. There we go. It's a good opportunity for me to grab a piece of candy. Oh, hey, Doug. Thanks for that $2, is that a super chat, I think? Thank you for that. My Carmel app, report issues to the city. Yeah, I used to have the Carmel app, but actually I can't report that one, or the ones that I was looking at earlier, like the broken buttons, because those are actually county responsibilities. I could always send an email and then they could forward it to the right people. But thank you, Doug. I appreciate that. It was very nice of you. Yeah, Sledge, they should, here, you can still kind of see it. By the way, if my camera tilts forward or something again, somebody let me know. It gets so bumpy and jolts the tripod that sometimes the tripod, one of the legs shortens and then we're off balance again. I think we're good. I don't know, I feel like we're pointed down again, and that drives me crazy. I'll just overcompensate. There we go. Oh boy. Now we're heading back towards Carmel. Oh boy. It's so bumpy here that my bike is making squeaks. My iPad is jostling all over the place. Oh, the tree roots really do a number on the path here. They make it so bumpy. Angle seems fine to you, Bicycle Dutch? Okay then. I'll take your word for it. So I hope you guys are enjoying the ride. I'm glad to bring a little bit of entertainment to your day, night. I doubt anybody's watching me from a location where it's morning, so. Here's a tunnel that takes us under a highway. And you'll remember when we got off the Monon earlier to go to Lowe's onto that other trail, that was right up here. We were just coming the opposite direction. So right here is where we got off to head towards Lowe's, if you'll recall. Sledge, you're gonna watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles? It's a good movie. I haven't seen it in a long time, but it's a good one. Karsten, are you still here? You never told me what you were ordering to eat. Or you did and I missed it. Bicycle Dutch, you're gonna eat now? Okay. Is Lie done cooking? Obviously. Stupid question. I think we're gonna head back into Central Carmel and then we'll shut her down. I think that's a good ride. We explored. We can go pull back into the Christmas market and end the stream there. So bumpy right through here. Bork? What is that, Karsten? I'm not familiar with whatever that dish is. Now the bike counter says 43 bikes, 471 pedestrians. Ah, it's Turkish, okay. I'm sure it's good. I don't imagine you're in the habit of eating crappy food, so who is, right? Jacob says, my dog used to chase people on a bike a lot. It got so bad that I had to take his bike away. But good joke, Jacob. Let's go see what's on TV here really quick. Let's see what's on TV. Any roundabout trivia on today? No, just an advertisement right now for Indiana Design Center. If you guys want to see where I'm at, this place is called Midtown Plaza. This is where a lot of action happens, but oh, there we go. It's a Bike Caramel advertisement. That photo's from just on the other side of this TV. Oh, you didn't miss anything. Now we're just streaming a TV to your TV. A Sketchy Otter asks, are you doing anything exciting today? This is the excitement. This bike ride. My wife and I will have a little dinner, but there's no like full-blown Thanksgiving festivities happening. Bicycle Dutch says, just served my cat turkey, but that's a coincidence. Okay, we've watched enough TV. Let's cycle out of here. Oof. Ed Furman with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Ed. I really appreciate that. These are like some of the first super chats I've ever gotten. I got 2 today. I really appreciate that, Ed. Thank you. Very kind of you. Hope I'm bringing you some enjoyment, some entertainment. We're down here in sleepy downtown Carmel. Everybody's at somebody else's house partying. But we're having our own party here on YouTube, so it's all good. We're gonna go back to the Christmas market and end the stream there, because then I'm gonna go home and warm up. Kind of cold. There's kids here playing on the playground. And it looks like they biked here too. See? People, you can't say the weather is an excuse to not wait. How am I trying to say this? Just because it gets cold doesn't mean people don't deserve good outdoor public spaces, because they'll use them even when it's chilly. Actually, we'll cruise through the Christmas market and go back to that planter protected bike lane that we started the stream from. Ed, do you enjoy the live segments? Good. Because I enjoyed streaming them because they're so easy. I don't have to edit videos. I just stream. Is my bike light on again? I don't know. We'll just do a brief ride here through the Christmas market. It's closed today. Or at least right now. I don't know, maybe they'll open later. But there are some people here taking photos. I guess we won't go that way because people are there. Oy, I'm looking forward to getting warm. Well, I'm not cold, but my toes are. I didn't put on enough socks. I just put on one pair of socks, and I think today's definitely a 2 pair of socks day. Oh God, can I get in here? Oof, oh, yeah, all right. Didn't hit anything. Cool. Here's the Palladium. Looking beautiful as always. Somebody left their backpack there. And a camera. Weird. Let's go ride through here. I haven't cut through here this way since this got finished up. This is nice. Oh, I don't think I can make it all the way through. It looks like it's blocked off. Yeah, we have to go over here. Let's cut through here. I'm trying to get back to that protected bike lane, planter protected bike lane that we started the stream at. Okay. Let's see here. Where can we cross the street here? Right here. Slow down, lady. Jesus. Jesus. All right. We're back at it. This is where we started the stream. This planter protected bike lane. So thanks for coming by today, everybody. I hope this was enjoyable. Filled a little bit of your time on this Thursday. Is today Thursday? On your Thanksgiving or not your Thanksgiving. It was a pretty boring ride because there's not a lot of people out, but it's pretty much going to be like that for the next 4 or 5 months here in Carmel because everybody gets too scared to go out and ride their bikes when it's just barely a little bit chilly. Except for me and my wife and a few other people. Slow down, Tesla. Gosh dang it, people. So here's where we started the ride, and here's where we'll end it. I'm sure a lot of you are eating food right now. I'm not. Oh, by the way, here now you can get a nice close-up look. Carmel changes out the greenery in our planter bike lanes, like spring, summer, fall, winter. We always have something in them, and this is our winter decor for the planters along this bike lane. What do you think? I think it's pretty. Where's my stylus? Sledge says, when it comes to biking, sometimes boring is good. You're right. Okay, everybody. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Thanks for coming by, and I'll see you next time. Probably next week, next weekend, something like that. Whoop. Whoops. Ciao, ciao. Maybe if I can spell properly. I-N-G. There. Ending. Cue the ending.